Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about something that may be small in size, but is rich in history and significance: the 1-cent coin. You've seen it in your pocket, in your piggy bank, and maybe even tossed it into a fountain, but do you really know the story behind this little piece of currency? In this video, we'll dive deep into the history of the 1-cent coin, how its value has evolved over time, and even explore its surprising worth today. Stick with us till the end. You might look at your pocket change a little differently from now on. Let's rewind to the early days of coinage. The story of the 1-cent coin begins in 1793, shortly after the United States was founded. Back then, the country was struggling with an unstable economy, and a currency system was still being developed. The U.S. Mint was established in 1792 in Philadelphia, and its first major task was to create a coinage system. The very first 1-cent coin, the chain cent, was introduced in 1793. Designed by Robert Scott, the U.S. Mint's chief engraver, this early version featured a chain surrounding the coin's inscription, symbolizing the unity of the 13 colonies. However, this design didn't last long. The chain cent was soon replaced by a simpler design, the Liberty Cap cent, in 1796. This version featured Lady Liberty wearing a cap, a symbol of freedom. The coin was made of copper and weighed about 13.48 grams. But despite being widely used in circulation, the coin was considered too large and too heavy. Fast forward to the mid-1800s, and the 1-cent coin was getting a facelift. In 1856, the design we're probably most familiar with today, the Indian head cent, was introduced. This coin featured an image of Liberty wearing an Indian headdress. But interestingly, the design wasn't based on any specific Native American culture. It was more symbolic, representing strength and nobility. Later, in 1909, a major redesign occurred. The U.S. Mint introduced the famous Lincoln cent, featuring the profile of President Abraham Lincoln. This coin was designed by Victor David Brenner, a sculptor who worked with the Mint. Not only was this the first coin to feature a president, but it also marked a significant shift in American coin design. The reverse side of the Lincoln cent showed 2 stalks of wheat, which gave the coin its nickname, the wheat penny. This was a significant period in U.S. coinage. The coin was such a hit that it remained in circulation for decades, and in fact, Lincoln's portrait is still used today on the modern Lincoln Memorial cent, which was first introduced in 1959. This new version replaced the wheat reverse with an image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now, we have to address the elephant in the room. The value ***. Over the years, inflation has significantly reduced the buying power of the 1-cent coin. What used to buy you a loaf of bread in the early 1900s now can barely buy you a piece of gum. In fact, the cost of producing a 1-cent coin today actually exceeds its face value. In 2023, it cost the U.S. Mint about 2.1 cents to produce each 1-cent coin. That's right, a penny costs more to make than it's worth. The production cost includes labor, materials, and the minting process itself, and with the rising cost of raw materials, it's no wonder people have questioned whether we should even keep the 1-cent coin in circulation. Now, you might be thinking, if pennies are worth so little, why should I even bother with them? Well, here's where things get interesting. While a typical penny might be worth 1 cent, some rare pennies can fetch thousands, even millions of dollars at auction. That's right, your old pennies could be worth more than you think. Let's start with the 1943 copper penny. This penny is famous because it was supposed to be made out of steel due to copper shortages during World War II. However, a small number of copper pennies were mistakenly minted that year. Only about 40 of them exist today, and they can sell for over $1 million. Then there's the 1909 SVDB penny, one of the most famous rare pennies. Due to a controversy over the designer's initials, VDB, the Mint recalled and removed these coins, making them extremely rare. If you have one in mint condition, it could be worth around $100,000 or more today. Some of these rare pennies have become highly sought after by numismatists and coin collectors, making the 1-cent coin a valuable piece of history in certain contexts. So, should we keep the penny? There's been a lot of debate over the years about whether or not the 1-cent coin should continue to be produced. While the penny may seem outdated, it still serves a purpose. It plays a crucial role in small transactions, and it's a part of American culture and history. However, some people argue that it's time for the penny to retire. Countries like Canada and New Zealand have already phased out their lowest denominations, and the US might follow suit in the future. But for now, pennies are still in circulation, and whether you love them or hate them, they're not going anywhere just yet. Whether you see it as a nuisance in your change jar or as a rare collector's item, the 1-cent coin has certainly had a fascinating journey through history. From the early days of the chains cent to the iconic Lincoln Memorial cent, it's more than just a small piece of metal. It's a symbol of the country's evolution. And who knows, the next time you find a random penny on the street, you might just have a little treasure in your hands. Thanks for watching today's deep dive into the history and value of the 1-cent coin. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more content. Leave us a comment below if you have a rare penny, or if you think it's time to say goodbye to the penny altogether. Until next time, keep collecting. Today, we're diving into something truly special, a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket or drawer right now, waiting to be discovered. It's not just any penny. No, we're talking about the legendary 1983 Liberty 1-cent coin. But what makes this seemingly ordinary penny so extraordinary? Stick with us, because the value of this coin might surprise you, and it could be worth a fortune. First, let's take a close look at this iconic coin. The 1983 Liberty 1 cent is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which was first issued in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse features Lincoln's portrait, facing right, along with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1983. The reverse, however, features the classic design of the Lincoln Memorial, which was so far, it might seem like just another penny, right? But don't be fooled, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. What sets the 1983 D apart from other Lincoln cents? The key lies in its minting process and the rarity of certain variations. Let's take a quick step back in time to 1983. The United States, under President Ronald Reagan, was navigating through a period of significant economic change. The early 1980s saw an era of rising inflation, high interest rates, and a push for economic reforms. It was during this time that the U.S. Mint faced a challenge: how to deal with the rising cost of copper, the primary metal used to produce pennies. In response, the U.S. Mint began transitioning from a copper-based penny to a composition made primarily of copper-plated zinc. As a result, the 1983 coin year marked a turning point, with the first coins being produced with this new alloy. This change wasn't immediately well known to the public, but it would later prove to be important in the coin's history. Now, let's get to the heart of why the 1983 Liberty 1 cent coin is so valuable. As with many coins from the 1980s, the 1983 penny was not without its errors. In fact, the 1983 is famous for being involved in some key error varieties that have become incredibly sought after by collectors. One of the most significant errors involves the 1983 double die obverse, a rare variation where the engraving on the obverse of the coin was mistakenly struck twice, resulting in a double image of the letters and numbers. These errors are rare, but they can fetch thousands of dollars at auction, depending on their condition. Another key error for the 1983 Liberty penny is the 1983 copper penny. While the standard 1983 penny was made of zinc, some 1983 pennies were accidentally struck with a copper planchet, making them extraordinarily rare and highly valuable. These coins can be worth anywhere from several hundred to several $1,000s**, depending on their condition and rarity. What is the current market value of the 1983 Liberty 1 cent coin? Well, it depends on several factors, including the condition of the coin, whether it has any errors, and the specific rarity of the piece. Typical 1983 pennies in regular circulated condition are worth only a few cents, but when you factor in error varieties, the value shoots up dramatically. Here's a rough breakdown of how much these coins can be worth. Standard 1983D penny ** in average condition is worth about 1 to 2 cents. The face value, .1983D double die obverse ** can be worth anywhere from $100 to $500 or even more, depending on the condition. .1983D copper penny ***. A mistake from the minting process is worth $10,000 or more in top condition, so if you happen to find one of these rare pennies in your pocket change or coin jar, you could be holding on to something far more valuable than you think. Let's take a moment to discuss how you can spot a valuable 1983D Liberty penny. If you have a collection of pennies or a jar of loose change, here's what to look for. Check for the double die obverse ***. Use a magnifying glass to examine the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions on the obverse. Look for signs of doubling. If you see a faint second image of the letters, it's likely a double die error. Check for copper planchets ***. Most 1983 pennies are made of zinc, but some were mistakenly struck on copper planchets. Look for the color difference. Copper pennies will have a darker, reddish-brown color compared to the standard zinc pennies, which are lighter in color. Grade your coin. A coin's condition is incredibly important. Coins in mint state or near mint state condition can be worth much more than those in worn or damaged condition. To accurately grade your coin, look for wear, scratches, and discoloration. If you think you have a rare 1983D penny, it's always a good idea to have it professionally graded by an expert. Coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's a fascinating journey into history. Coins like the 1983D Liberty 1 cent not only carry the weight of historical significance but also serve as a reminder that sometimes, the smallest things can be the most valuable. Whether you're collecting coins for fun or as an investment, there's always something magical about discovering a hidden gem. Who knew that something as simple as a 1-cent penny could hold so much value? The 1983D Liberty 1 cent coin is a perfect example of how history, rarity, and error can combine to create a treasure that's worth far more than its face value. So check your spare change. You might just be holding a small fortune. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exciting insights into rare coins and valuable collectibles. Have a penny you want to know more about? Drop it in the comments below, and we'll take a closer look.